It's windy out here this morning, a little bit breezy, but it feels so nice out here today. We're only going to get into the mid 70, I think, like 74, which for this potsy body is absolutely Goldilocks weather. It is my absolute favorite. Low humidity, 75, slight breeze, the birds are chirping, chickens are pecking. It's wonderful. In fact, it's, hi Mom, it's something that I need today. This a little bit cheering up. We've, been doing a lot of thinking and praying and, trying to, praying for wisdom on what to do, in regards to my feeding tube. It's a very, very, very difficult decision to try to figure out what to do with it. The problem is that we're running into is, I'm getting the domperidone in the mail here soon, hopefully maybe by the end of next week. And that coupled with the medical cannabis, we were hoping that, that would allow me to eat. And in reality, it does. And only reason I can say that without having tried the domperidone yet is because the medical cannabis is helping me to eat, a little bit more than a few bites. Like I can eat a cup full of, like mashed potatoes, instead of just a few bites. So, the issue that we're having in our thought process is my body is a jerk. Let's just be real. It is a complete jerk, and the only thing that it has been satisfied with nutrition-wise for a number of years actually is my feeding tube formula. Sorry, this wind is making my eyes a little watery. But my feeding tube formula is Peptamen, and my body tolerates that. In fact, it started to thrive off of it. And that was like a real encouragement to us because of that, I was able to, basically live my life and do most things. Like there's still things I can't do. I can't weed whack because of my feeding tube where it's at. I can mow the lawn. It takes me twice as long now because of the pain that I have with it. Our yard is very lumpy, so it, I bounce on the mower, and that hurts my tube site. And but other than those things, pretty much I've been able to do what I want to do. In fact, I haven't been able to volunteer for months and months and months because of my gastroparesis and my nutrition status and all that. And that's something I actually want to start doing again next month because I'm starting to feel so much better. I can actually start doing those things again, which are important to me. So the issue is, and what we're struggling with, and which is really wrenching my heart, is let's say the domperidone works and the cannabis works and I can eat a few things, and that goes on for maybe a week, and then my body decides to react to the domperidone. I have a notorious record for doing that because of my mast cell disorder. So there is a high possibility that this medication will work for a little bit maybe, and then I will react and I won't be able to take it anymore. And then if I don't have my feeding tube, say we had it taken out because we're like, oh, it's working, so then I'm really in trouble because I'd have to go through that horrific process of having it put in again, and my body had the worst reaction to having that put in. That pain was up there with my natural childbirth. Okay, I didn't have any pain medicine with my childbirth, and it was bad. So I don't want to redo that. So I don't know. It's anything. Anyway, it's just something that's been on my mind where The other thing is, if I were to be able to eat more, which I have been now with the medical cannabis, I'm still only able to eat certain things because of my mast cell. I have a lot of reactions and intolerances to food, and so even if this medication works, I'm still restricted and still limited on the kind of food that. Sorry, my alarm went off and I got all weird. So I'm still limited on the kind of food I can eat, the kind of food that my body would tolerate, even if it moves through my system. There's still only certain foods that I'm going to be okay with. And to me, it's going to take a lot of, let's just say I would be able to tolerate chicken breast and mashed potatoes and really good cooked green beans, so that are really soft. And pretty much that's all my body's going to tolerate for supper meals. And then, that's going to get old really, really quick. And the benefit with my feeding tube is I get all my nutrition through there. So if there's anything that I can eat, it's a bonus. I don't have to stress about, am I getting enough nutrients from this particular food? Am I getting enough calories? Am I getting enough protein and things like that? And so because the issue is, before all of my GI stuff started happening, I still had a lot of, even when my stomach was like digesting food and it was actually functioning, I still had a lot of problems eating, because my body wouldn't necessarily absorb even what it digested in my intestines. So it's really hard. So anyway, I think what will possibly happen is the domperidone could actually, if my body tolerates it and I don't react to it and I'm able to take it, it will still help some of my intestinal problems that I can have on occasion with motility issues. My intestines can be slow sometimes. So it would benefit that, even if I couldn't eat a lot of food to sustain myself. So anyhow, that's just what's been on my mind. And I know Ryan's first reaction to all of this, he really wants me to keep the feeding tube, just for the fact that I got so malnourished, my body got so messed up from not being able to absorb nutrients, that I went downhill really fast, and so did all of my other chronic illnesses. And everything finally is starting to level out and not be exacerbated. And anyway, just stuff we're thinking about. If you could pray for us for guidance and wisdom in this, and if I do need to keep my feeding tube, help me. I need prayer for acceptance of it. Just once and for all, okay, this is going to be how it is for my life, and I need to learn to deal with it. Up to this point, I've been always hoping that I would be able to get rid of it, and secretly hoping, I won't have this for very long, and something. I just, I won't have to have a feeding tube all the time, and maybe someday I'll get rid of it, blah, 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 but that's not really good for me to think that way. If I really do need this for my life to sustain myself, I need to accept it. So if you could pray for that, I would appreciate it, and pray for our conversations between me and my husband, working this out, what's going to be the best for me in the long term. Right now, like I was saying, a domperidone may work, the cannabis may work. I may, they may, I'm in a medically legal state, but that doesn't mean they may someday take it off and make it illegal again. And then what? So then I don't have. So anyway, so those are just our thoughts, my thoughts, our thoughts, my husband and I, and But, I just needed to kind of give that little update on what we're thinking and how things are going. But in other words, I would still use the medical cannabis because it really does help my pain. and inflammation in my body. Like my numbers, my inflammatory markers are normal, and so, you know, it's helpful for a lot of things. And it's helpful for, even if I am on a feeding tube, it helps even more for me to be able to eat snacks, treats. You know, I still be able to enjoy food in some fashion, and that's a blessing if you have to have a feeding tube. So, but anyway, I just thought I'd kind of chit chat with you, and I hope y'all have a great day. And Mom, I hope you're feeling better. You know, call me, let me know how you're doing. I'll see you later.